Okay. Before we begin the story today, I've got some Dark Knight quests to do. So we're gonna go do that. Hello, gang! Ooh, jumping attack! I do love jumping attacks. So a great spirit dwells within Riel, if that shaman's to be believed. We need answers, Baron. I can think of no one better to ask than those who commune with spirits regularly. I speak of Gridania's conjurers, who can hear the voices of the Twelves would, or so it's said. It's just as well. Frey told me that she had an aptitude for their arts. What had taken him moons to learn, she mastered in days. Sometimes these talents run in the family, he said. Mayhap her ancestors were conjurers after a fashion. Whatever the reason, there is no guarantee it's related to what the shaman said or why the Temple Knights wish her dead. If past experience is any indication, they will be tracking us the moment we leave the city. It's not a question of if they will track us, but when. But you'll be ready for them, I see. Let us be off. The road should be safe so far as Camp Dragonhead. How much further is it to Gridania? I've never been. They're close, I can feel it. Stay with Riel. I'm gonna scout out the road to the observatorium. Follow at a distance. If they come, do whatever it takes, you're safely inside the walls. Good, that's a promise. I'm ready whenever you are. They found us. Oh, I should... gates. They're just a bit further. You made it. Thank you. You're not hurt, are you? Thank the gods you're alright. I should have known they would strike when we were apart. They're certain to return with reinforcements ere long. We must press into the south into Gridanian territory. Until we reach the city proper, we cannot be assured of the safety. We leave now, Riel. You can rest once we reach Stillglade Fane. Where are we going? North Shroud? Okay, I'm just gonna teleport. Oh, they're just in New Gridania. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're in New Gridania. Greetings, how may I be of service? Great spirit, is it? If it please, I would examine the scroll myself. It's the very least I can do for one who's ever been a friend of the Twelves Wood. Where are they? Apologies for our late arrival. Riel grew tired and I had to carry her part of the way. I could have kept walking. Our burdens need not be our own, child. There is no shame in sharing the weight. Who's the boy? I am Brother Isumiyan, master of this guild. And though you will labor to believe it, young man, I am several times your age. You must be Riel. Barons told me all about you. Pray come closer and take your ease. I ask that you close your eyes and listen to my words. Breathe deep. Feel the myriad life around you. Be as one with the world. Well? The Vanu shaman spoke true, after a fashion. Her spiritual presence belies her years. It's clearly not the product of training, rather than an innate power with which she radiates, akin to that of elementals, or the Dravanians. You can't be serious, she's just a girl! She is, a very special girl. Mayhap you're familiar with the tale of the boy and the dragon gray? And the dragon gay? The boy and the dragon gay? The boy who was gay with dragons? No? A dragon who was gay and also a boy? Hardly surprising, the archbishops declared it a heretic's tale with good cause. It is a corruption of an older legend which man partakes of the dragon blood and in doing so becomes one himself. Okay. Rumor has it that heretics hold such rituals for this very purpose, and if there's truth in such tales. Perchance she has ingested the blood of an ancient dragon? But she's not some half-crazed lunatic. I make no accusations, I only offer a possible explanation. Moreover, who is to say she did so knowingly? Excuse me, Pray forgive me. I did not mean to cause you distress. You have nothing to fear, my child, for you are in perfect health and blessed with 2 loyal guardians. Would that others could say the same. I think Riel would benefit from a brief respite before returning to Ishgard, unused to the rigors of the road as she is. Why not show her around the Carline canopy? An eel pie can do wonders for the soul. We thank you for your time. Fairy tales and fantasies? This is what he has to offer us? Oh, that's Sidorgu. Heretics, I understand, but I expected better from the bloody head of the Conjurers Guild. And you, why didn't you speak up for yourself? Riel! There are no windows, just walls of stone with little cracks to tempt your fingers, and iron bars colder than ice. I couldn't tell when it was raining, whether it was day or night. She didn't say I drank blood, all she said was, it's better this way. At least if they catch me, they'll just kill me this time. Can I finish my apple? Go ahead. It's not a sin if someone made you do it. I didn't. I won't let them hurt you. I know. You want another one? No, thank you. Right then. Keep an eye on her until she's finished eating, would you? I could do with some fresh air. Thank you for waiting with me. Shall we go and find Sid? Do you need a moment? I've had my fill of the forest. Back to Ishgard then. I think Riel and I can manage on our own for now. Shall we? That was a blessedly uneventful journey. Mayhap the temple knights were still nursing the injuries you gave them. Riel was worried they might try to ambush you on the road, but I assured her that you would be fine. I must apologize. For all you've done for us, I fear I've yet to adequately recompense you. I will continue to share with you what skills I can. Alas, I fear we near the limits of my knowledge. Oh, it's already here. Yeah, jumping attack. Always have Shift 5 be my jump attack. I've been thinking. The Padjal likened Riel's spiritual presence to that of Dravanians, hence why he suggested she had partaken of dragon blood. Regardless of the cause, if she does not hold some affinity with dragons, she will never be safe here in Ishgard. If being the operative word, of course, we need to know for certain, which means we must parley with a Dravanian. It will not be easy, I realize. The Dravanians are not wont to entertain outsiders, especially ones hailing from Ishgard. You've spoken with their leaders? Beg pardon, I did not think you would so readily admit it. Very well, pray lead the way. I've never seen a dragon up close before. They're so big. She's rather large, isn't she? Thou keepest curious company, mortal. I see. Though I trust in thy words, thy companions are unknown to me. A token, then, for them to declare their intent. I would have them gather up Grom Alman on Vala Fallen and bring it to me. But where the beasts which are drawn by the fragrance? Right then, gathering flowers for a dragon. No point in questioning it. Riel and I will search the lands north of here. You can take the south. How do I get out of here again? I thought there was a way out from the top. There is. Oh, hi there. Okay. Alright, let me test out. Wow! Oh, I love jumpy attacks. It's so good. Oh, wait, no, I have to. Such fragile, fleeting creations, bring them close, mortal, and I might breathe deep of their essence. That which passeth into death liveth on in memory. Once prepareth now for the journey, bid farewell to her in morn, and find the answer thou seeketh. What? Oh! There's a dying dragon in Morn that we need to give the flowers to. That's probably fine. Okay, they're in the cave. Whoosh. Or did we? I forget how I'm supposed to get in there. Is there just a door? Was I going the right way and I just wasted time? I could have sworn there was a way out from this corridor. Wait. Here. Through the other side? No. No. Here? Here we go. There's no response. Aw. Let me linger a while longer, hunter. Soon my soul shall take wing. I shall miss this. Vidofnir bade you come to me. Her scent entwined. Ah, I see it now. We seek no quarrel, O Ancient One, only answers. Come forward, child. There you are, my beloved. How long hath it been since we last soared through the mists? What did you say? Silence, Dark One. He liveth on in you, child. The blood of my beloved floweth strong in thy veins. Yet mingled as it is, 'twas not thee who partook of his essence. Were it not so, thou wouldst have been overcome. Thy progenitors drank deep to spur their own becoming. Then it's true, the Temple Knights knew. And will not stop, they cannot, even if we flee Ishgard. If we could but harness the Abyss. Thou speakest strange, Dark One, what dost thou seek? Shrouded in thy rancor, thou standest apart from thy charge. The folly of youth. Even the tiny beings who frolic in the midst of some all know a better way. What? Who? No more, Dark One. No more. Farewell, child. Fly free for us. Goodbye, and thank you. There's not more for us here. To Ishgard. This changes nothing. I swore an oath to protect her, and I mean to uphold it, no matter the cost. So these are the knights who would defy the will of Halone. She found us. My lady surely knows she will find few friends here. Blessed are we who abide in her grace, for we shall never be forsaken. One day I, Yistrid de Calunon, shall walk in her halls, and you shall answer for your deeds. Will you stand before her claim that you are righteous? Her and claim that you are righteous? That it was just to take so many lives in the defense of that abomination? Repent of your sins and surrender it to me. The Fury may yet spare your souls. So yours is the righteous cause? To condemn a girl to death for her parents' deeds, that's the will of Halone? Yes. Yes, it is. If you will not see reason, even with the full knowledge of the facts, then I will make you a final offer. Submit to a trial by combat. Survive and you may go in peace. Fail and it is mine. Refuse and I will put this tavern to the torch and have the heads of every man, woman, and child here. Anyone who dares harbor you will suffer the same, here or elsewhere. This I swear to you. Would that we could settle this here and now, but I'd wager your men at the doors would take offense. As you wish, my lady, you shall have your trial. Why didn't we just stay in Gridania? I feel like we could have just stayed in Gridania. I shall send a messenger with the details. Mother, wait! Wait a minute. Ah, shit. I should have had them cut out your tongue. Real, what in the seven hells is going on? She told them to take me. She said I wasn't hers, that I was... Why didn't you tell me this was all your mother's doing? I bled for you. Frey died for you. We had a right to know. I didn't mean for... God damn it all. Did you just hit her? Or... There's no sound effect. I'm hoping that was just inconveniently placed animations. Leave us any time to think. And that's level 58, yeah. Close, but not quite. Abyssal Drain. Sure, I can keep it there. Why not? Okay, so... Question... Okay, so I already have New Game Plus unlocked. Okay, that's nice. Alright. I need a New Game Plus because we're doing, I'm getting a friend back into 14, and I, like, oh, I can just New Game Plus to replay Heaven's Word with you. Okay. I've been used to flying. Oh, I forgot. I'm in FC now.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. Well, it has no will of its own. It is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy.
Maybe we shouldn't
Dynamis,
introduce
we call
turns back then. Dynamis!
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Antelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Etheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
Celestial
The more abundant
ether.
form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
Oh, no. But then it starts washing the ether away.
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse.
I had a feeling. That sounded very dark mattery.
The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelekis.
If I'm thin, it's because Emmett Selk didn't do a proper job.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
Sorry, any chance to sass Emmett Selk, I'm gonna do it.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Also, I've got to meet Elidibus at some point, because he knew I was here. So somebody on Aetherius figured out how to harness Dynamis and turned it into a raging river, except oops, now it's washing away all the ether on the planet. That is my current theory. Never before had I heard of Dynamis or Entelechy's. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover there's an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. The personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, we would welcome the addition. Assuming he'd be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to show the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. What now? I want to learn about the convocation. Yeah, if you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines the myriad of policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the Council is composed of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field or possess a skill that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Mitrin, specialist in aquatic life, Logriff, specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry, Halmarot, specialist in fungal and plant life, Imeroloth, specialist in medicine and healing. I don't think we've met either of those. La Habrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings at the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igiorim, champion of the enlightenment and rhetoric, Pascharat, preserver of discipline and order, Emmett Selk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular, Fandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena, and Azim, traveler of the world and counselor to people. Azem. What, should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly, even children know this much. You would do well to remember it all. Which one was Gaia? Did they specify what station Gaia was? Or do we just kind of have to assume based on other ones that we've seen? I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. I love Hythlodius. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Amplos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it's released into the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well, the Charybdis. It's what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Forgive me, I thought another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. Why is that one blue and shiny? It's a 1 in 9,000, 8,000 chance median, but otherwise its stats are just the same as any other. There's a slight difference in the etheric balance between these Charybdises. By this, it might be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. A serpentine bird or a winged snake? I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. And that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature, owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind. It's capable of flight. The specimens created from the concepts could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The resulting being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it can no longer fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such a change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it's too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping to manipulate the wind until it finds its wings. You needn't go to such lengths. There's oh yeah, Logriff. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, they did mention that, and I probably should have thought about that when I literally read the title. You don't know, but of course not. Transformations in art, which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort, it's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emmett Selk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes is committed indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emmett Selk is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Selk train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see the ether currents, and with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you have described, it's not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. I want you to go to Emmett Selk. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggeringly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Say I have a favor to ask. Okay. Now, yeah, you have to be really persistent with him. You just have to tell him humanity deserves to exist a whole bunch of times and then beat the shit out of him. Well, are your preparations for this scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? Oh, no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. I don't know what Hythlodius is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodius is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emet-Selch. Oh, there's a dash.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Yeah, I am.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Choose a stick to fly or my dad will strip naked in front of you.
Please, Emet-Selch. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
I think you mean heaven's word.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-Selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end, but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
I'm loving this part of the game. It is so great to be like, oh man, we understand that everything has been incredibly super depressing, so let's take a break and bother Emmett Selk for a solid story arc. That's just what I need. Let's just be a nuisance to Emmett Selk. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Missing and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal that may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion, and if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you consent to continue observing them. If that's what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that abnormalities such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spend no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes. I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnorisis for now. Anagnorisis? I could have teleported. We're already here, so. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? I thoroughly enjoyed myself, the end most of all. All the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose this most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Tell me, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamist, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Ikyakon, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release them from observation than it set upon nearby occupies slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself. The occupies were keeping a wide berth. It's the nature of the Ikaon is to blame. Their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it's an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all at once. Once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path of the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. So, like, in the lead up... So, like, we've had a discussion before of, like... In the lead up to Endwalker, people had, people knew that, like, oh, this is the expansion where we go to the moon and fight Zodiark, and then Square Enix did not elaborate on the fact that, yeah, sure you do that, but, like, halfway through the expansion. Was there any indication that more Asian bullshit would be in this, would be in this expansion, or was this all just a pleasant surprise to be like, we're gonna go back in time? Fearsome beast is, Ikeon, but where is it now? The Occupied's no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Ichion. These lacerations and burns are unmistakable, and Ichion was responsible. But the creature's nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. We shall go seek him out there. Emmett, Selk, and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Ichion did not escape. My thanks. Let's meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I'll go ahead. Please follow with missing. It's down this path over the bridge. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Once I get back to record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doros. His hair is long, but the color is wrong. If you're with Medion, I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. I see. We do have similar hair, so people mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. Doros! That's Doros! Well, now if it isn't Medion, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Ichiones, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields and restraints, frenzied as they were, I couldn't return them to Kitsis. Once I've submitted their report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14! What brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Ichion slaughtered Occupites. As the observer in charge, you have the opinion that they are not fit to be released? Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they're released. Lycons would threaten our species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've crafted a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, the behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive. And potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pastorot may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all the values within prescribed limits, and to prevent the misuse, its applications are limited to only to those authorized by the Chief Observer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it still is preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If creation is deemed too detrimental to existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash clear and undeniable threat into the world. Yet, the insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all of creation, it's all the Lycanics have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Silk may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. We have a duty to the star, this I know, but it doesn't mean we also have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence. To man, other beings are just things. We use it controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. You needn't be an entelechy to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Medion, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Missing. Loath I am to impose. May I leave Medion in your care again? I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Are there no talking points around here? No. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Big and bright, I love them! But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. Okay, a thing I'm realizing. Does anyone on this fucking island play Triple Triad? Okay, none that I see so far. I need to know if Triple Triad existed in the Unsundered world. My Triple Triad lore demands that I know. I will find it for myself. Alright, beautiful flowers grow in the bed, the mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep going. Sit on a tall, thin stalk on oddly shaped flowers, mesmerizing undulations. A conion! That flower can move! When Hermes isn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Oh, there's a sparkle. Find nothing promising nearby. At best, a common-looking grass with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Something big, huge. Is it the... Terrible stench reminiscent of sodden boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble creature before you. It's an Adronis! Those things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think? Would he like it? Probably not the good sort of memory. It's not this one either. Finding a good flower is harder than I thought. Can we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. There's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Oh my god. Elpis flowers, they're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies, and like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. It's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, a flower was dark in your home. Then do you have it too? A dark emotion? I dare say I have a few. You don't have to say it. I can feel it's something you want to hide. But won't you lend it to me? The darkness inside you? I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He's been in a dark place since before he created me, and he needs to know that he isn't there alone, and that others are sad too. Truly, you'll do it. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they've finished.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Mission has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Hedgehog! Look at that lad.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Metion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
But you think I'm a familiar, which is again the things that you already knew experienced suffering. I can tell you all about suffering. One time, I had to go fight Titan, but they wanted me to make a sandwich first.
It It's just... the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart.
Yeah, I'm loving this section, Sock.
The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Eorzea. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long.
Certainly not a whole bunch of Dynamis
we
that'll
do,
wash away all of our
I
ether.
should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
Prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. Nope, I want to talk to Hythlodius. Were you able to get some rest? Please, do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired. I worry that we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers, thank you. It'll help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. In an all too brief interlude, perhaps it is but time I attended to my next task. As Emmett Selk and Hythlodius are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Eorzea. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed with the correct protocols, and as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Eorzea would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild and cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodius has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet, whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Eorzea serve their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I'll join him forthwith, as my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let's be off then. We might return to the main isle. Oh, we gotta... I don't have to teleport. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Missing handle that one. A pair in the sky you can leave to me. This is how it must end, so be it. I'll render assistance to Emmett Selka, needed though it is. Meteon, you're to stay here with Doros. But Hermes... The Kianis must be reverted. I would spare you the pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Oh, this is the shit's getting real music. Spooky, foreboding, sad times inbound music. Appreciate your help and lament that it's necessary. There's a quarry within striking distance at present, but it feels threatened. If it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You'll approach it slowly, in full view, and draw the Ikion's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and I'll give me time to catch it unawares. Let's begin. Literally fight fire with fire. Have a second button to push now. Oh, stand. There we go. The sparkles.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts. I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Most sensitive man in world invents mood ring daughter. I mean, that's a good way of putting it. It's been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lycaones have been taken care of. The incident may be resolved, and life in Elpis continues on as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well we deserve the rest, there is a pang of sadness when colleagues leave us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What makes it, what must it be like to experience such torment? Where to now? If there's anywhere that you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to know you, to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused the position with the convocation, merely postponed the discussion. As such, I may well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will be content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain by your humble guide. What of you? Will you continue along with us? Wonderful. Our fellowship travels unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters are to be had. If you would follow me, we'll first head back towards Anagorasis. Yeah, no, I'm loving Elpis. It's great. Yeah, let's not teleport. It's fine. It's kind of equidistant. I think my motorcycle is faster? I don't know if it literally is. It feels fast. Or... Hey, let's go. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we'd follow the path northward to Notonius. There we will find one of the Naeas which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes from my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Here we are, Notonius. The Naeas will take us to Calmelia Zephyros in the West Island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we'll soon admire the view from above. I want to meet Vana. I know they're here somewhere.
I present to you Calmelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Eorzea. How delightful.
Just a little guy.
And what, pray tell, is that?
I think it probably does. I think that's
That's
the
a new
implication.
species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
What if shark but land?
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox. Consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight. Another, superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Was Vana a dragoon?
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Vanar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Oh.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future?
No. What could you ever be talking about?
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Okay, she didn't temper me. Yay. I was like, the entire time, I'm like, shit, did we get tempered? Is she just making us be good boys? Did we get brainwashed to be a good boy? Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance?
Primals, you say? Well, I'm not familiar with such beings, but if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
So, brief pause. So like, I guess we haven't gone into it story-wise, because Ulu did say they only talk about it in, like, extra story stuff. But Elidibus said that we can't tell people that we're from the future, because if we change the past such that the final days never happened, then we end up, preventing the future in which we exist. But the side stories about the whole Shadowbringers Crystal Tower situation is that the Crystal Tower's time travel is not actually like Alexander's time travel, where it's a closed time loop, whereas Crystal Tower time travel is more string theory, in that if you go back in time, you are creating now an alternate timeline that splits off from the main branch you came from. So theoretically, even if we do tell them that we came from the future, it is possible this is now its own self-contained time. But no, but then Elidibus knew that we were from the future. Like, Elidibus remembered seeing us. But he's also in the Crystal Tower, so something wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey? I don't know. Anyway, theory crafting time done. He had weird memory stuff. He couldn't fully remember it.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Oh, okay, yeah. Which would imply the memories are in those crystals.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
I mean, the point is that the world's going to end and you guys can't stop it.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
Though Vana is also... Okay, I love talking about time travel bullshit. Vana also did imply that I shouldn't worry about speaking my mind freely, because she seems to be of the mind that we are in an Alexander-esque time loop at the moment, in which it's not physically possible for me to change the future. So no matter what I do here, I've already done it. So it's not actually going to alter the outcome of the final days. Anyway.
I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to, and quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
And there I thought you were a harmless, stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of the future of this and changing history can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future. Our future. I'm deathly curious to hear more. My apologies, but before we move along, colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraving crystal, the quick-fingered Aureus, which made off with it. Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted with that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow in its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us directly to the Aureus. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed the crystal away that you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you're hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask that you join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land west of here. Many thanks. There is a small bridge leading to into Oikos. Let's meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. Yeah, this expansion has it all. Bothering Emmett Selk and questioning the complexities of time travel bullshit. This is my jam. I love this area. There. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding old Azem into the equation, and she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The Azems, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them delight personally, but I have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. They have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it. I followed in its wake. I suppose you didn't. You fared. I don't suppose you fared any better. The crystal. Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging in my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? Traveling and searching go hand in hand. You travel often, then. It seems we have something in common. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new near interest require my personal attention. That's what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times since my presence has been requested, my opinions sought concerning that habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to be a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is that the way one thing leads to another. Would you not agree? Thank you again for your timely help. Now 'tis time I return this stolen property. If you go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I've attended to the task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building atop the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Yes, it'll be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. You didn't need me nervous around Vana. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary Elidibus, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she'll listen without judgment. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
In the future I came from, a calamity called the Final Days has befallen the world.
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
No, you were a nice guy in the end.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Salty that he was the bad guy and then was defeated, and he would never make a Zodiarch, but if someone did make a Zodiarch, he would deeply respect them. Dynamis is the key to all of this. If you make your character
yes.
on there...
The energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis.
If you make your character there, you level at 30% the rate or something.
And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes. I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, The picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now, suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Okay. I've gotta do work things now. I have a job I need to do so it can pay for my Final Fantasy XIV subscription. So let's following, is there anybody who's live right now that I want to toss things over to? Oh, they're doing the mounting is doing Coils of Bahamut. Let's raid them. We'll head on over here. If you're on YouTube, it's twitch.tv/themounting. Raid message, you have found the missing persons. I may or may not be live tonight. Basically, I'm getting a friend into 14, and we're story skipping here and stuff. But I don't know if I want to stream that. Like, it'll be a whole lot of, like, getting them set up with characters and stuff, and I think it's probably better if I just chill. But, yeah. I want to continue this as soon as possible. I'm having a good time. Until next time, be seeing y'all later.